Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth. I go by the username Be More Creative both here on FlossTube and on Instagram. So we're back with July's freebie on the 17th. I know in my last video, my last FlossTube, I was very on the fence as to whether I was going to do a freebies on the 17th for this month, because it has just been one of those months where I just could not do anything that I was happy with. I created loads of designs. We've got plenty of freebies set up ready to come, but for some reason every single one of them I was critical about. Every single one of them I just felt wasn't good enough, or I didn't like it, or it didn't do anything. And I kind of put it out there in the world that I wasn't going to do one. I was going to see how things went. And thank you for all of the support. I had so many people saying, like, don't push yourself, don't stress out. It's not worth it. And I have to say, the minute I had that kind of step back relief moment, I ended up coming up with a design. And it is not Christmas in July, which is what I was planning to do. But this year, for the first year, I just don't want to stitch Christmas. I don't know what it is. I normally am head first into Christmas. The minute it hits July, I'm one of those people that is doing Christmas stitching, watching not Christmas movies, but watching like kind of wintry type movies, watching like family favorites. And this year I have just been so not interested in that. So I decided to put Christmas to one side and just do something I was interested in designing. And I designed my little pumpkin Boo. So I have been very into Halloween. So if you've seen my last FlossTube video, you would have seen I had my Halloween stitching. That's what I was working on. So I decided to put Christmas to one side and work on what I wanted. And I wanted to create a little ghost, but make him kind of autumny. I really wanted to do some pumpkins, but I didn't know what to do with the pumpkins. So I created little Boo. So Boo, pumpkin Boo here. And this is quite a small chart. It's 51 by 55 stitches. It uses 8 colours of DMC. And I have stitched mine on a 32 count even weave in cream, I think it is. It's not white, it's like, it could be antique white. The packaging just had a number on it, so that's what it is. But as always with all of my charts, stitch from stash. If you don't have this exact fabric or this count of fabric, just grab another fabric. You really don't need much. It could be a little scrap of anything. I have used, as I said, 8 colours of DMC. I've gone more pastel in my pumpkins, but if you want brighter, if you want orange, if you want whatever, do whatever you want. These designs are really there for if you fancy a new start and have some stuff in stash, or if you have some leftover threads from a kit, use those, because that is what I started this series as. Is I had so many leftover threads from kits, and I was stitching little pieces for my memory journal, and I would just put the leftover threads from the kits to one side. Sorry, I just wanted to grab something. So, for instance, I've just recently finished the Love Poppets Dreaming of Summer sale, and the kit still has plenty of threads left to do stuff with. And there actually is some that you could use for Pumpkin Boo. If you stitched this, you could use 06 and B5200. You might need to get a little bit more B5200, but the 06 should cover the outline. And then you could use the oranges for your pumpkins. There's some greens, there's all sorts. So this is kind of where this idea came from, is I didn't want to get rid of these, but then I also was terrible for putting these back into stash and like going through and finding my bobbin that had the thread 743, for example, and I would have to go and look for it and put it away. So it just wasn't happening. So what I decided to do was just challenge myself to create things using these. So that is where the stitch from stash started from. I had fabric scraps, I had random threads. You could be working on a project and you want to do that. It is entirely up to you. You don't have to use the colours I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to say, is use whatever you have in stash I just really enjoy sometimes having a new start. And before I got the confidence to design my own pieces, I would be looking at designers' freebies and seeing what they have, because sometimes, I mean, I have a million charts. I have way too many charts already, but sometimes you don't really fancy stitching any of those. You just want something small that you can just pick up and stitch. And I was going online and finding, for instance, the Blue Flower. She has some gorgeous freebie charts. I mean, Hands On Design has a couple. There's like, all the designers have a few, and that's where it started with. So please feel free to stitch, if you want to stitch this, however you want to, change the colours. And I'm loving seeing people tag me in them, so thank you so much for that. But this is a little pumpkin boo. So really, really sweet. I finished mine as a little flat fold, and this is because I was very limited as to what finishing supplies I had with me. All I had was, I found some fabric because I work at an art school, so I found some fabric. I don't even know what fabric this is. It was just in a fabric bin in a common room. I found some ribbon in there, and I had some sticky board that I kept out for finishing. And that is my little flat fold pumpkin boo. So when I'm back in my room in September and I have my boards up, I'll be able to stick my little pumpkin boo up on display. And he's not necessarily Halloweeny. I mean, yes, he's a little ghost, but I think I could slip him into my fall things, especially with the colorways of the pumpkins. They match a few of my other fall pieces. So that is Pumpkin Boo. So that is the freebie for the month of July. I will be putting up a floss tube this weekend. It will be the last floss tube before Big Stitch. So there will probably be a Big Stitch kind of video, depending on how things go at the retreat. It's my first retreat, so I should hopefully get the camera out, but I'm also just gonna allow myself the fun and enjoyment of being there. So that is everything for me. So as always, this little freebie can be found down in the description box below. You can find the chart for this one. I really hope you enjoy it, and I will see you all soon. Bye guys.